Hello, friends. I hope everybody is traveling well. I am so grateful to be here, grateful to be alive during this time. I'm super excited. Before anybody gets concerned, yes, I do have a sty in my eye. Not a sty, but I don't know. It's something funky going on in my eye. So it's 8:24 here on March 21st, 2021. It's 321 day today. So I wanted to go over my Telegram because everybody's like, what the H is going on? I don't get it. And hello, everyone. So we're headed to some really exciting times. So I want everybody to, first of all, close your eyes, take a deep breath, pretend you've never seen anybody's faces before in your entire life. In your entire life. You don't know what they look like, but you just see people's resources and resumes in front of you and their spiritual energy of what their life path was. So pretend you never saw my face. You only saw my charts. You only heard me do card readings, maybe only saw my art, and never saw any of this. Only heard my voice, all of that stuff. So you know me, you know my spiritual DNA. So pretend you never knew what I look like. You didn't know what I look like in the first 1 or 2 videos I did on purpose. Even the third video I did. The reason I'm saying this, it's very important because when all of this stuff comes out, our world, as we know it, isn't the same. We have been programmed and deceived to believe stuff. For example, on my Telegram today, I did put a lot of things that are very important and I believe are to be true. Some of them are kind of muddled in the paper. So what I'm going to show everybody, I got a really blurry eye today, so it's from wearing makeup. And yes, it was brand new makeup, people ask me. And yes, I did wash most of it off, but it didn't matter. I think as soon as I put it on, I got infection in my eye. So the reason I'm going to go through this is to kind of educate a couple that are missing the plot line. Okay. So I'm going to go back to, I'll just go in the group chat because we were just talking about it. These particular pictures. First of all, I just did a decode. Thank you to Kelly and Wes for sending me this. This is a picture here that was on somebody's. There's a picture. Look at the hands. Look at the eyes in that picture. Look at all of that. Okay, very important. In there, the officer's name is Dolan, Doloan. And then Patriot Rod Steel posted at Patriot Rod Steel on March 14th. Don't hang your hat on these dates as false info is given and needed to catch more people, more DS, and all my sources are lining up for RV by end of March, which is awesome. We've all been waiting for that. Blah, blah, blah. And then he goes on. Oh, yeah, that's the Rod Steel thing. Never mind. So then in the picture, it says, go and look at all of the photo op again. A tad bit strange, you think. I see real woman, well, one, it might be one, real woman standing in front of a man carrying a purse and fake hair. Is that a blue blood? Check out the hands and brow like anyone familiar, or is it just me? Things that you make, you go, when it rains, it pours, call me crazy, but the picture has a lot to do with the puzzle. And here, this is the one I was trying to find. So SBA at SBANYPD, okay? So it's from a police officer. White House sends protective gear to NYPD in Operation Blue Bloods. And then it gives New York Post comments and everything like that. Well, if you go look up this, it says with nearly 4 years, the Blue Bloods. And the reason I'm bringing this up to you is because I looked up that name, Dolan, and it actually means dark uh, deceiver, basically, and in Irish. And then it gives you a Turkish translation of Yulan Dolan, and that means pack of lies, basically. And I was like, ooh. And I looked up the police thing where that code is, and it says Virginia. It's not even in New York. So I'm like, that outfit doesn't make sense to where it's supposed to be. Like it's really crazy. So I'm like, that's our friend, the People's Princess, I believe. So, and look at how young her eyes look there. And that's the reason I'm telling you guys this. Okay. Think spiritual DNA, not what I look like. I'll just give you an example. I know I'm 51 and I look young for being around this earth 51 years. It's probably because I don't give a fuck what people think of me. Okay. So, what I'm saying to you is my spiritual DNA has the memory of not only this biological entity, but all of my past lives or however many times I've been here on this earth. When the full great awakening happens, we're going to see things go biblical again. So close your eyes and remember the story when Jesus was kicking all the bankers out of Babylon. Okay, we're coming to that point in time again. That's why it's biblical around Easter, all of this stuff. This is really, really, truly happening. I feel it in my heart of hearts down to the very core of my being. So that is why these things are being revealed. It is time now. This is why. So there was the Japanese thing yesterday, then there was the New Zealand thing yesterday, and then I forgot what the third thing was. But so these are all going right now. BOOMs. This is what we were all waiting for. So a lot of the things that are holding people up in like I don't see anything happening. That's because you're not closing your eyes. You need to close your eyes and think there is no time. People will not look the same as we think they're going to look. It's their spiritual DNA because they can hop in and out of places and go wherever. So if you believe what I believe, like our 40 number 45 is actually reincarnated from Patton, and he could well be Christopher Columbus. He could have been all of these people in his former life. So his spiritual DNA is programmed to come back in certain life cycles to complete a mission. Just like my spiritual DNA is completing my mission by telling you guys exactly what I'm telling you through an intuitive, chart forming way or whatever, however you want to label me, whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyways, so that's what I'm getting at is that if we go back into our own spiritual DNA, into our higher selves, and into our heart space, we will find the answers more and more about who we were individually in these soul journeys of families coming back to reunite and realign. And we don't need another monarchy. That's not the thing. The reason why the People's Princess is coming out again as the queen, and that this girl, I'll show you the pictures where everybody's like, I think this is horseshit. And I'm like, well, whatever, think what you want. But this is what the big controversy it is. Here we go. Now, there's the girl here that I was talking about last year that looks exactly like the People's Princess. And the story I heard about her last year was she was a girl raised by the doctor of Lady Diana before she had any kids and his wife. It was a surrogate baby basically put inside of the wife. And so she was raised as an American kid, probably didn't know anything about this stuff. And all of a sudden, I'm like, hey, that's the Princess Diaries. I shit you not. I just watched that a couple of weeks ago because I knew there was going to be something I needed to know in it. And I'm like, so now you know. But it's literally about a girl, didn't know she was a princess, and then gets hauled to place to be a princess. So that's, I think, the logical thing. And you can see the resemblance of it. Now, in the art of war, it's about deception. The biggest thing, even in the Bible, is with the devil. The biggest thing, the highest honor you can do when you're paying respects to the dark forces is to deceive people. That's the highest honor you can do is like lie to people and deceive them into be something that you're not. So that's the game that the white hats are playing with the dark side right now, is the art of deception. And they're using it so that they can switch this flip the switch. And the people's princess is the one who has to come out basically and bridge the gap. There's not one person on this planet that I have met that cannot tell me where they were when Lady Diana, they found out she passed away. The biggest news for 4 years, did you watch the funeral? Everybody knew whose funeral you're talking about. Every single person. So when we tap into that emotional story that had to be told about the reason why some people have died, like take for example, Michael Jackson. What was everything about him before he died? Oh, he was a pedophile. He was this. He was that. We know that's all not true now, and we know he's alive. He was the weekend at the. We already saw him. You just didn't know you were seeing him. He was revealed to us. He was the weekend at the Super Bowl halftime show. That was Michael Jackson. Everybody, if you didn't know that, that's who it was. So there's been times where people have stepped in, taken the spiritual DNA or whatever, and put on the biological entity or mask or whatever it is they need to do to complete that part of the mission. So there's messengers, there's kind of, I'll call them invokers, there's military people, there's um, leaders, there's healers that are going to come out, and some of these people are needed to stay in the back. So when the wave of information starts coming out more and more and people are seeing this stuff, then they can tap in and say, oh my, like it is actually true. So these people are needed to help bring the emotional well-being in a quicker, faster way. Now, I was watching a show last week, and in that show, it said they talked about the this study, and I was going to go look it up, but it was interesting because it's probably true anyway. So I'm just going to repeat it. They talked about how this man was put in a room for 3 days and everything was upside down in the room. They took everything and he was sitting on the floor, but everything was glued to the ceiling. You know, everything was upside down. His whole entire room upside down for 3 days. Then they took him out of that room and they put him in the real world. For 3 days, that guy saw everything upside down. His mind was just like programmed. Okay, now I can see everything right side up. It takes the human brain in times of absolute stress and everything 3 days to reprogram itself. So when we think about the emergency thing doing or anything, that's supposed to be only 3 days, I'm hoping. So that is one of the things I was like, oh, okay, I get it. I get it. I get it. So this is how I'm decoding my own stuff. You can think what you want, but I'm really thinking with all rationalization. The reason that these things are coming out the way they are is because it's like as soon as I saw that picture of the daughter, I'm like, I have it on my other phone, but of course I don't go on Facebook anymore, and that phone died and whatever, I didn't plug it in. So as soon as I found that on this phone, I sent it to my middle son. And I'm like, this is the girl that looks like Diana Stone. Because we were talking about it the other day, and I was slowly red pilling him with stuff. Like, how do you know about galactic stuff? You don't know that you're not a galactic leader. You yourself probably don't know what your role is going to be in 2 or 3 years. This is what the awakening is all about, our individual roles, our individual spiritual DNA getting awakened to what our mission is. If it is just to comfort, and don't say, I shouldn't say just, but if you think, oh, all I'm doing is just calming my family down, even though I'm the black sheep, I'm calming my family down, that is your journey, that's your purpose, that's why you're doing that. So there's gonna be a lot of people who are, like, gonna have to eat a whole shit sandwich and go, "Wow, you were right," and they don't wanna do that right now. They do not wanna do that. So the more visual clues and things like that I've been able to help my family with, I've been dropping those in on them. So the other thing that I wanted excitingly happen, I think it's praying medic outside the Capitol, fences are down. Exactly. We're about to see a whole pile of stuff. If you're not enjoying this movie like I am, I'm, like, so thrilled. I've had to try and calm down, like, so much. I'm just so excited. And the one thing I've been doing to calm down, I was, talking to my friend, "Listen, Linda," today, and I'm like, I've just been playing the guitar a lot because seriously, I can't do anything else because I'm so excited. I can't even believe this shit is like, I'm like, woo! Like sometimes I just want to run around, woo! I can't believe this is all happening. I'm so incredibly excited. So, there's a lot going on for a lot of people. And I do know that in my heart of hearts, I believe that the med beds are going to be helping so many people get better. And I do think that's what helped Michael Jackson get better this whole entire time. So we know that Tupac is alive. He's going to help bridge the gap to all the sleepers when he comes out. I also had a thought. Okay. This is the thought I mentioned on my Telegram, but some of you don't follow my Telegram. That's cool. But, I had a thought about Michael Clark Duncan the other day, so I'm like, "I'm gonna research that guy a little bit," and because of the Green Mile and the handshake, and I was getting to the thoughts of why that movie was there, and, like, it's showing us, I think, like, when he shook that guy's hand and got all the dark energy, and then he showed Tom Hanks that energy, I think he was literally showing us that we can heal people by transference of energy through a handshake and then like that out. So when I actually looked up Michael Clark Duncan, he was a bouncer and a bodyguard. He was raised by a single mom, I think, and stuff like that. And uh, he was a bodyguard for Tom Hanks, Amy Fox, Will Smith, okay? And then he stopped and became an actor after Notorious B.I.G. That's Biggie Smalls, I believe. I'm saying it right. I'm not hip. Got murdered. Okay. He started becoming an actor. When he died in 2012, okay, 2012, interestingly enough, it was a big year for everybody. He Tom Hanks in the Fox News thing said, "We're really gonna miss Big Mike." And I'm like, "Mhm, interesting," because that's what, uh, Big Mike is Michelle's nickname behind the scenes. So I thought that was interesting, and then Steve Harvey says he was the most godly man that he had ever met. And so I was like, "That guy's a good guy." That guy is a good guy, and I can't wait for him to come back and explain the story. I just have that if he I'm pretty sure he's a good guy. There's no way. And I think that was one of the reasons he's like one of these big massive angels that was sent out to stop more negative things from happening when he was bodyguarding these people, because if he was that godly of a person, godly people would not let that stuff happen. So, I'm feeling that we're gonna see a lot of people, and it was revealed to also Keanu Reeves, good guy. I called it, called it. So I'm now going through all these movies and going, what role did they play? What were they telling us? Why did they tell us that? And what's their background? Do they hang around Hollywood? Are they in the scene? Who did they date? Why did they date that person? For how long did they date that person? And that's the reason is because they tell everything. It's all there. We just have to put it together. So that's what we're seeing now, and it's gonna be a crumble, and it's gonna be good. So, and like, I do firmly think that these all the negative entities have been dealt with. And we're just seeing this marvelous movie play out. And it's also been reported that it's not James Woods that's being Bidan, but it's Jim Carrey. That's been confirmed. So that was my first guess. And then everyone's like, no, look at the eyes, look at the head, look at the ears. And I'm like, well, I don't know what Jim looks like when he's wearing that stuff. And it could be anybody. Like, I could look like Biden if I wanted to. I'm not joking you. Anybody can look like him. Think of Mission Impossible. The very first movie, there, Tom Cruise was some Russian dude, and then he peels off the mask. That's what we're going to see right now. So I'm really, 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 really excited. So we are seeing this beautiful story unfold. We are all part of this amazing journey. I was with 4 friends today. 3 women were standing around, and I'm like, oh, let's just screw around with the cards for a second. And all 3 of us pulled the truth card. All 3 of us. So there you go. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, there, that's good. Yeah, it fits. Jim Carrey has a massive vocal range. The other thing too is think about the throat things that people put on there. Um, yeah, doing on their throats and voice modulators. And I was saying today, like American Idol, we were talking about singers, and I'm like, I honestly, I don't care what I sound like when I'm singing, because I heard Britney Spears off the mic, and I was, not that she was a great singer anyways, but it's all auto tone. So remember in like what's that show, or Guitar Work or Guitar Hero or whatever, and they sing into the mic and you have to go woo for so long and it'll hold your thing. Well, that's what the mic actually does and converts it to an actual note that sounds, if they're in live concert. It's all fabricated baloney. Sorry, I got a winky eye there. So I'm going to place this all in our happiest vibes of love and light and see what cards come out tonight. I got one that's popping out here. One on the bottom. I'm just going to put that there. I like to try and, oops, there's another one. See, show you how I do it and pop. I got 2. I'm just going to stop at 2 right now. So yeah, Taylor Swift is a dude anyways. It doesn't matter. Horrible singer, you're right. So anyways, everybody's tapping into their higher selves. Let's see what we got here. Got such a winky eye. Okay. Okay, yes, medbeds, Florida, Texas, California, yes, and they will be healing. Oh, and also Australia canceled all of their elective surgeries. That is a positive sign in the right direction. I think I mentioned it the other day. Ooh, love it. The High Priestess, number 2. Okay. It's about discernment, prescience, prophecy, and vision. Ooh, I love it. And I love the number. Lady of the Lake, absolute truth, courage, self-respect, and responsibility. These are very powerful cards right now. So love it, love it, love it. So with the 2 and the High Priestess, intuition, prescient sight, higher knowledge, receptivity, the ability to work with subtle energies of spirit, and the psychic power of the feminine. These are aspects of the High Priestess of Avalon. When the High Priestess appears before you, she asks you to trust your intuition and throw the net of your awareness out into the world around you, pulling in truths that they may defy your intellect. You're fucking welcome, everybody. Did I just say that? By the way, I got to show you these socks. That's why I said that. Look, I got new socks today from a friend because I say this all the time. So I just had to show you. Okay. So rational mind, or what others wish to falsely or superficially portray. Go beyond the ordinary, past the chaos of modern life, and trust your inner vision to guide you on your path. Pay attention to your dreams. Keep track of your intuitive hunches. For when the High Priestess appears, she asks you to look for the thread of truth in these places. Be discerning in all that you do at this time, for the High Priestess reminds you that not all as it seems to be. However, don't take this world personally. Rise above it and ask for a true vision to see the path ahead. You will be given this vision. All you need to do is ask the God, Goddess, and open to receiving it. That's making like open to receiving. Be a receiver. It's 111 viewers. Nice. The high priestess reminds you of the of the feminine principle of receptivity, gathering power by receiving information and waiting for others to act first. Allow the world to show you its intentions. The goddess blesses and protects you when the high priestess of Avalon appears on your path. Lovely card. Perfect card for today. And the number 8, Lady of the Lake card in Colette Baron reads Wisdom of Avalon. So the Lady of the Lake represents the highest order of respect for yourself and the manner of which you operate within the world around you. She is the harsher element of truth. Yeah. So this is when, if denial is swept away by a tidal wave, where denial is swept away by a tidal wave of events. In the ancient legend of Avalon, the Lady of the Lake presented Merlin with the sword of truth, which had been claimed by Arthur, who became the High King of Britain. The magic that wielded this metal was fired by the will of the god goddess. Consequently, when the Lady of the Lake appears, she demands nothing short of the total truth and integrity. She asks you to be mindful of all the signs, signals, and omens as they present themselves to you. This is not the time to second guess. If a signal appears, be assured that a challenge has been presented. Moving forward without acknowledgement of the challenge will result in unnecessary difficulties. If the signal is to move, she pushes you to act. Do so, for a victory is imminent. Regardless of your question, the message is to take care when the Lady of the Lake appears and be serious, as serious as serious business is at stake. The lady reminds you of your personal responsibility in shaping your reality and its consequences. Seek the sword of truth within yourself and great success will be yours. Have courage, for when the lady appears, the strength of Avalon is behind you in support for your quest of wholeness and abundance. I just got goosebumps all over that. I really, really, really just totally got goosebumps. So trust in yourself, in your intuition, and know that everything's about to come to um, a higher place of your intuition, your knowingness. Tap into those dreams. And really, this is the time. This is the time to be really doing the inner work, because are you going to be strong enough when every single truth comes out, or are you going to be hitting your head against the wall like that can't be true, that can't be possible? Think galactically, think spiritually, galactically, think of energy and vibration you cannot see. Okay, this is when faith and trusting your plan, the plan, however you want to put it, is when it's called for action. Really, truly it is, in yourself. So please find a good, comfortable place and lay down and do some deep breathings and just truth and love, love and truth, surrender to love. And I am love, I am light, I am grateful. And I am literally so, so happy to be in this moment. It's so crazy to think that we're closing Bible Point 1.0 and rewriting Bible 2.0. That's literally what's happening. And there has been 711 books removed from the first one. So there's going to be a whole middle section that everybody has to be familiar with. So think of all the movies like, say, The Matrix, where you can lay in a bed, get healed, and I don't know, learn kung fu in 5 minutes and then get up and have a kung fu party. I don't know. Dancing, singing. I hope I get better at that. I hear we're going to get back our angelic voices. Thank goodness to everyone who hears me sing. You're welcome. You're fucking welcome, everyone. So always got to throw in the jokes, of course. So love it, love it, love it, love it. So yes, look at live stream. Yes. Oh, hello, my friend, my beautiful sister. I was just thinking about you and I knew you were going to pop on here. So hello, Fifth Element Goddess. I miss you. And I'm giving love and light to my puppy Apollo, who I get to see every once in a while. Hope he's doing well today. I am gonna rehome my fish down to my son's house tomorrow because I want to be able to just get up and go in case of something happening. So, and I don't mean like an emergency. I mean like I want to go visit, I want to go house sit, I want to go, I don't know. I came home today and they're both laying on the bottom of the tank and I was like, I shouldn't have gone for for so long today. So maybe the Schumann was hitting them hard. So I love you guys all, and everybody just go with the flow. Keep your vibes high. This is amazing. It's an amazing time. So love you so much, and so grateful we're all on this journey together. And do your own research on your own understanding of yourself. When you tap into that, no one can conflict you with who you are as a person. I find it completely fascinating the more time I spend alone. And like, I love being alone. I do. I really, really do. I'm alone a lot more than people think I'm alone. I'm super alone most of the time. And I appreciate it because there's such a sense of coming to a happy balance where I never knew that before. I was always living my life for someone else and doing things for everybody else. And I've been realizing what my purpose is here. More of my journey is opening up like a beautiful story. And I'm just so grateful. I'm in shock and awe sometimes, but then I'm like, no, there was a reason I wasn't supposed to feel like the celebrities were a big deal, or there wasn't a reason I was supposed to think that some person is better than another. I'm just so grateful that we are all together. So, and I'm just super, super happy for you all as well. So, thank you very much. Peace, no nukes. Yes, I love you. I love you all. And have a really, really, really great time. Don't be pulled down into those negative vibes. Canada won a big, big thing today. I sent it to a few people, and it's no forced VAXX. So I think I sent it. Whoopsie, I sent it to my youngest son or my middle son. And it says here, I'll read it to you. We won in a court against mandatory vax under the Nuremberg Code updates. This still applies today. Copied. Rocco Gelati takes his victorious Baker case 1999. 1999, good year. Canada is the only Western country whereas international treaty rights must be incorporated into Canadian domestic law. Court said any treaty right is a minimal constitutional protection and standard. In other words, the standards in the Nuremberg Code are not mere guidelines in Canada, they are actionable constitutional guarantees. Also, all CVID measures are illegal and do not hold up in a court of law. They are in direct violation of the Nuremberg Code. Declaration of bioethics and human rights, article and constitutional rights and freedoms, no right to impose any health measures without informed consent. Informed consent. Informed consent. That is proper wording. Following orders was and slash is not a defense. Will be found guilty of crimes against humanities. So what I mean by that is if somebody said you have to get this for your job and say it was your boss, you can actually say, like, if this makes me sick because you're forcing me to get it, you can sign a liability waiver, for $1 million in case I get injured because I have to get this for work. And I guarantee your boss is saying, no, I don't want you to do that. So it's against your everything in your body. You can say no. Just say no. It is a big, huge victory. So, and one of the reasons for that is because Canada isn't actually a Commonwealth country. We're a bunch of republic provinces and territories. True story. So we're not officially a country. That's why Trudeau never went and signed that thing last year. So I think we're going to be shown that the USMCA agreement and the clause in there that says if your government is corrupt, we can off them to the side. Well, who in our country in Canada isn't going to go take that Turd out of here. Bye. Smell you later. See you later. Applause, applause, applause. There's a lot of people that would literally, even if they're sleeping. Ah. So I think we're really going to start seeing action a lot about it. So I was looking for the song. Oh, I don't know what song. Man, I don't know. I don't know what question. What question do you have? If it's I don't know who you are, so ask the question. Yeah. Well, I think he's just got Tourette's. If you can't, he or she just has the question. They're just clogging up the chat line, so I'm gonna ignore that person because they're not. Yeah, little timeout for now. Anyways, sorry. Sorry, guys. I only have so much time to chat during the day. So light and love to everybody. I'm so happy that we're all going through this journey and tap into that higher self to get your understanding. Stay balanced, stay focused, stay in truth, and stay in love more than anything. Keep your thoughts from your heart and put them up here. Send lots of love and light to everyone. Much gratitude to everyone. Take care.